Hello everyone, it is Teresa from Teresa's Silhouette Spot for all things art, where I love sharing art from my heart. So, can you see this cool truck? I have all my paints out. We will get started painting. Yes, I'm using one of my favorite colors, this aqua. I could be using the patina, it's the same family, but we're going to use the aqua, and I'm going to lighten it up with a little bit of white. And you guys got a good angle. Let me, start this because I always forget. You're probably saying, start what? But anyway, okay. So when you come on, say hi. I'd love to see where you're joining me from. And I've already sketched out my design on here. But I'm going to outline it, and I'm going to stay in the areas that I want to be the pickup truck. So up here is the top of the truck, down here is the bottom of the truck. This is a bumper, so I am putting in some guidelines as to where my aqua is going to be and where other colors are going to be, and it's okay if you go over, but I just like to mark out my boundaries of where I'm painting what. Okay, it's easier for me to then stay in the lines. So I have out some aqua and some white and some gray and silver. I'll be doing the windows, the back window and the mirror in silver. But when I use the silver, it tends to be a little translucent. So I put a gray base coat underneath it, and then you get really nice coverage with the silver metallic paint. This one, this brushed metal silver. So it looks really good. But I like to put a base coat of gray underneath it. And I put in my lines, and I put in where my tailgate was going to be, because I need to visualize it, even though now I'm going in and painting over everything. That's okay. I still have, even though I painted over my lines, I still pretty much have some kind of idea where those things are. Up top, I'm going to go around everything that's in the back of the truck. I might even use a smaller brush so as not to mess things up. So how's everyone doing tonight? It was a beautiful, beautiful day here on Long Island. I did have to run some errands for work and went out a little bit. And it was nice out. So I have in the back of my truck here, which is probably not too far off. Well, the surfboard. I probably would not have a surfboard in the back of my truck. I would definitely have an umbrella. I might have a pail of toys, depending on who I was with. And I would have a ball. A ball, a frisbee, a beach chair, a cooler, of course. You always need a cooler when you go to the beach. I could have put other things in here, but this is, what would you have put? These things to me, the beach ball and the pail and shovel and the umbrella, they just, scream summer and a trip to the beach for me. Or, I don't know where you're watching from. You probably still call it a beach, but you would probably go to a lake, not a saltwater ocean like I would. So I could paint all of this blue and then go back in and paint over everything with my elements, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be as careful as I can and go around all the details, and then I will go back in and paint them all in. But we add the details at the end, so if we messed up our background a little bit, when we add the details, we fix all that. When we go in and add all the little stuff. I might need a second coat. This is a MDF cutout, so sometimes it really sucks up the paint and you need to apply a second coat, but so far it's looking pretty good. So there's me with my brush in my mouth, of course. Good thing I switched to a smaller brush because it's going to be a little bit difficult to get in here. And I'm not going to worry about all the details so much, like the shovel on the bucket. If I end up painting that back in, that's fine. It's paint. It's just paint, and you can fix it when it dries. So I don't get jammed up about those things. I can't imagine, well, maybe, let's see. I can't imagine there's anybody out there who loves summer more than I do. If only I had been a teacher and had summers off. I should have listened to my mother. Okay, now up, this is a little bit tricky here. So I have the shovel, I have the top of the pail, and the mirror. Okay, I've got my mirror line good. So we're looking good so far. Okay. Okay. It's probably hard for you to decipher right now what it is I'm doing, but I got it. I can see it, so I guess that's all that matters, right? Right. So can you see how I have my pail, the stand to the umbrella, the surfboard, and then a beach ball. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to do my base coating of my gray, so then I can add my silver over that. Just need a little bit of that. Oh, and I got to do my tires. Let me do my tires first, and then I'll do the gray. Or actually, I'll do them both. Got to do the gray across. Oh, look at that big one. That's a big chunk, huh? Ugh. So I'll get a different brush. I'll do the black tires. And then I'll add the gray for the bumper and the window and the mirrors on the side. These I'm going to paint the sides of. So I'm thinking I might go, I'm going to have to see how it looks. I might go with a, I don't know, red, white, and blue theme in the back of the truck. Or maybe tropical colors. I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff out on my work table here. Trying to decide which way I was going to go. I am having, coming up in June, I will be doing all my patriotic 4th of July stuff, and we will have another live event. So stay tuned. I will be announcing that. I have posted the free flamingo and the free group. We'll be doing that on May 22nd, I believe. May 21st. It's that Thursday of that week. And today, I just scheduled my next in-person paint party, which is the 24th. Okay, so if that's the 24th is a Monday, the 20th is the free one in the class, the free flamingo in the free group. And that is virtual in the Facebook group. Okay. So I don't know what I'm going to go with. Tropical colors. I have all kinds of stuff out, and you guys know I have all kinds of paint next to me. I may be out of some colors, but for the most part, I do not lack paint. Which I guess is good when you're a painter. Now don't forget, I tell you guys this all the time. This is just the first stage, right? We don't judge or concern ourselves until we get to the end and we add our details and it all comes together. And if you've been on here from one of my many, many lives, you'll see that. In the beginning, your painting always goes through stages. And honestly, sometimes I paint and paint and paint, and it gets to the point where maybe I should have stopped. Not that it doesn't look good, because, I still think it looks good. But maybe I added one too many flowers or a few leaves too many because I just got in the zone and I was painting la-di-da-di-da. So, yes, paintings have many, many stages, and they will definitely go through a beginning ugly stage before they get to the really, itchy nose, beautiful detailed stage at the end, when we add in all the little details that make our paintings unique. Because you can use somebody else's art for inspiration, but you can never, I certainly couldn't. I can't repaint something else that somebody else paints. It's just, I don't know, can't do it. I paint different. I hold the brush a little different. I apply more pressure. I apply less pressure. It's very, very individual. And there's also, some paintings that we would like, other people don't. It's all very individual. Art is very subjective. These look like big, well, this one does look like a D. The other one would look like a backwards D, I guess. And I'm not going to worry about giving that a second coat because we're going to go back over that with the silver. These trucks have become so popular, and they're really getting their play in the crafty world. They're not just for Christmas anymore, that's for sure. Anybody do anything fun last night for Cinco de Mayo? Anybody have a margarita for me? I think we have plans this weekend. It's Mother's Day coming up on Sunday. Did you finish your Mother's Day shopping, everyone? But we do have plans on Saturday. So maybe I will partake in a little belated margarita. See over there, I went over my blue a little bit, but I think, I can just go in there and get rid of it. And I'm not going to be too concerned about it because when I add the details and put the silver on, it's not going to be a problem. Like I said, I could just go in here and paint over everything and then go back in and add the fun stuff. And that's one way of doing it. And if you decide to paint this yourself on a canvas or something, and you feel more comfortable just painting all the base colors and waiting for it to dry and then going back in and adding whatever it is that you would put in the back of your truck, That's totally fine. You can do that too. It's your project. I always encourage my students to make the project their own. If you want different colors, a different surface, it's up to you. It's art. It can't be wrong. That's what I always told my kids growing up when we were doing crafting or projects for school. It's art. It can't be wrong. Okay. I think I'm going to leave my gray there a little bit more time to dry. And I'm going to go in. I'm going to start base coating my elements. So now I have to decide what colors I'm going to do. So I'm going to get out a little bit of red and a little bit of berry wine. Just a little bit though. There we go. And a fairly small brush. I'm using a lot of brushes tonight. Had to get in all those nooks and crannies. I'm going to start with the umbrella. See if you guys can figure out what it is that I'm painting. Let me see something. It's all good. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So I'm going to mix, I'm sort of double loading the berry wine and this red. It's a cardinal red? Yes, it is a cardinal red. It's a deep red, not a bright red. Got a little water dripping down my brush. And I'm going to go in following the shape of my umbrella. And I love how the berry wine and the red just give the right amount of shading to my project. It's not too much, and we don't want to mix them. We want to see the difference. So I'm not totally blending, but I love the way these two colors then look together. And you're going to see what I'm doing in a second. I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of this berry wine and add it where my ribs are to my umbrella. We're going to still go in at the end and add in some more highlights, but I just wanted the rib areas to be a little bit darker. I don't know if you can see that, but I can. Okay. Now while I have the red out, I'm going to wash my brush, but while I have the red out, I think I'm going to go in here and add some red to my beach ball. And you know, I'm always turning my project every which way. I'm not completely concerned about the little knobby there in the middle of the beach ball because I'm going to paint that in afterwards. I might even pounce it or use the back of the brush so I get a nice circle. Okay, so we're going to let these things dry. You know, I bounce around while I let certain elements of my project dry. And I'm going to go back in. I'm going to get out my silver now and go over all the gray parts with the silver. Can you see that shimmer? Isn't that cool? Let me see if you can see that. See the difference between the silver here and the gray? And you get really nice coverage when you base coat it with the gray first. I mean, you don't have to. I could have went in and just added, you know, a couple of coats of the silver, but I prefer to put the gray underneath. Oh, this is gonna look so cute when it's done. I've had this cut out. I've probably had this cut out since Christmas time and never did anything Christmassy with it. So when I saw something similar to this, I was inspired to dig this out so I can do this really fun summer painting on it. Okay. Turn it upside down again. And even though I have the gray underneath, I'm still going to go in with my silver and line the outside of it. Oops. So I keep my lines nice and straight. This actually might be a fun thing. I might take this and paint it onto a canvas and do it with y'all in the free group in June. How fun would that be? Who wants to do that? If you want to see this on a canvas and you want to paint it with me in June, put canvas in the comments. I love how this silver looks for glass and mirrors. It's a really nice effect. And I can really see it because I'm a lot closer than you guys are. And I have the gray right here in front of me. And then I'm seeing how cool the silver transforms it right when I start painting it on. There we go. Okay. What do you guys think so far? Let me hold it up for you. Let me get a view right from the front. What do you guys think of that so far? So I'm going to go in. I'm going to base coat my surfboard and the pail. I'm going to finish the umbrella so you guys can see what it is. And then it will all come together. Okay? Color, 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 color. I'm going to make this dark blue. Oh, I know what I can do. I just thought of something. I pull out colors, but then as I go along, I change them up. I might decide to do something else. It's always a work in process. Okay? So I'm going to get some of the blue. There we go. What a difference in my techniques from when on Tuesday when I painted those beautiful margarita glasses and the water pitcher to now tonight doing this. I like to mix it up a little bit. Okay, so we have that in there. Then I'm going to do white here. So I think I am going with the red, white, and blue theme. Kind of taking over. But I don't want, oh, I know what I'll do the bucket in. I'll do the bucket in green because I'm going to add a little bit of green to my umbrella now. Need my smaller brush. This one will work. So, depending on how this looks, maybe I will do my bucket in green. We'll see. Need a little more paint. Just gonna pick up a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of black to add some shading to the bottom here. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to pick up all black to add in my ribs. And a little top to the umbrella. Doesn't it look cute? So I'm gonna do my little one. You guys see where I'm going with this now? Gotta fix this little space right there. I missed a little bit of corner. Okay. And I'm going to get more black, and I'm going to go in. Oh my God, how cute is that? You guys like my little watermelon umbrella? Isn't that cute? That came really cute. I don't know what color I'm going to make my umbrella stand, the pole. We'll see. So while I'm trying to think of colors, I'm going to pick up some of my white, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do my beach ball. It's really important, you guys, that your red is totally dry before you come in with white, because inevitably you will end up with pink. So the most important thing to do when you're using red and white is to make sure your first color, whichever color you do first, doesn't matter, white or the red, has to be completely 100% dry, or you will end up with pink. And in order to fix the pink, you have to wait for it all to dry anyway. So it's really important when you're working with red and white to not be impatient. I know I'm being very particular where the back of my truck is and where my elements are. Sorry, am I making you crazy? So, this one. So I'm going to pull in a little bit of my turquoise onto my surfboard. There we go. I think I'm going to make my umbrella handle gray. Coincidentally, I made my umbrella handle the exact same width as this little paintbrush. So that's working for me right now. I'm going to go in and I will add some other stuff to that. Some little details. Might do my bucket white. I think I'm going to do my bucket white. I will go in and add some red to it. But I thought I had enough red between the watermelon and the ball. I'm going to pick up a little bit of gray so I can add a little bit of shading to the bucket under the rim here. And there we go. And back to my liner brush for the shovel. I should have just painted the whole thing here with the, is it aqua or turquoise? Aqua, with the aqua, because it's a little bit hard to get into these little nooks and crannies. So let that be a lesson. Paint right over the shovel and go back in and add it in later. Okay? Okay. What do you guys think so far? Now I'm going to start adding in some, I need more black, some of my details. And then we can add our lights and our license plate. Okay? I don't know what I'm going to put on that yet. We shall see. Okay. Pick this up. Do some of my gray first for the lights. And I'll go back in and I'll pounce the silver over it. Want them to be fairly even. We'll let that dry a little bit. Oh, wrong one. Okay. Now I'm just going in and I'm adding black all around. Then I will go in and I'll add some white. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just basically following the shape. See that? The same thing around the window. See how it starts to all come together? Looking cute, you guys? I think so. Okay. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna pick up some white now. The back of the tires. Oh, wet. A little highlight around the glass. I forgot, I'm going to add some black lines to my ball. Little black to my umbrella. Hey, Lori! Thanks! I want to be on that truck. You and me both. The only thing that this truck needs that is not on here is a cooler. Let me get a little bit of a darker, I was in the zone, so if I missed comments, I apologize. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of white, add some glare to the back of our windows, and oh, a little too much there. That's okay. And our mirrors. That's it. Where's my pouncer for my lights? Pick up some silver in there. There we go. There it is. I'm going to add a little bit of highlight to all my watermelon seeds. See, like I said, you guys, it's all the little details that count. And you go back in and you start adding all the little details. That's what really makes such, oh, a cooler is definitely a must. Oh, on a truck to Costa Rica, yes, woohoo! Yeah, all the little details are what really makes the difference. I'm going to go add a little bit of white around here too. I'm going to put something back here, but I think I'm going to need a stencil to do that because I don't have good handwriting, but I want something back here like Beach Babe or Beach Truck or Hello Sunshine, Hello Summer, something, but I don't know what yet, and I will definitely have to do a stencil for that because although I'm working on it, lettering takes practice, and I would love to be able to letter, but I can't yet, but I will. And so at some point, I will be a lettering fool and I'll be able to letter my own. But for now, I'm going to want a stencil. And I didn't prep a stencil, so it's going to have to wait. And that's it. Oh, I know one thing I forgot. The inside of the ball. There we go. So what do you guys think? It would be. This would be an awesome attachment to a wreath. You are absolutely right. Let me turn it around. This would be a really cool attachment to a wreath, wouldn't it? And then it would sit right in here and say whatever you wanted it to say. This would be awesome. Lori, me and you need to sit down and plan out some stuff, I think. Because I think that your wreaths and my little wooden embellishments would be amazing. So, anyway, there's my truck. I will come up with the saying and post the picture. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys. Love you. Stay safe and sane. And I will talk to you all soon.